What is up, everybody? How are you doing today? And welcome to another edition to In the Blender with your host, Shake Money. Today, I got a really good guest today. He is primarily the reason why I am sitting at this desk. We met last year on TD's channel, this time of year, last year during the off season. And speaking of off season, what a great off season this has been. I've had wonderful guests, whether it be a YouTuber, a panelist, somebody I met off Facebook. We've had wonderful guests, but this man here, he has more titles than Blockbuster or than a library. I mean, he has a show, Larry and Logic. He does a Syracuse show. He's a very, very busy man. That's why you haven't seen him around. But we are ramping up this time in August, Tuesdays. This time we're going to be having panels, and hopefully in September. I am really, really looking forward to this.
The good, the bad, the ugly.
And that was one of my favorite segments, man. Like I said, it all started with LG shaking the panel, and if it wasn't for this next guest, I don't know what I'd be doing. But hey, I'm here now, and it's all thanks to this man, the one, the only Larry K. Thank you.
Shake Money.
What's going on?
What's up, homie?
It is good to have. It's an honor and privilege to have you here as a guest.
It's great to. It's an honor and a privilege to be on your show, sir. After I've seen how much it's taken off and all the stuff you've been doing, I appreciate the kind words, bro. But like, when you have a YouTube channel, so much going on, as you said, I'm busy, and you just holding it down. Not only holding it down, but innovating with the whole community, getting the whole community involved. It's been a pleasure to watch you grow and see everything you've done. So I'm hyped to be on your show today, bro.
That's what's up. And before we do, let's give a shout out to the main homie Scott Jackson, the biggest tourineur out there. Bleezy 38, what's going on? California knows how to party. The guy with the best name in the whole world, and somebody we should all aspire to be, a Dolphinier.
Yes, sir.
My man Fred Dunlap, how you doing, my brother? And sky's the limit.
Yes, sir.
So what's going on?
Man, I'm kicking it. I had it was the day after Memorial Day, so it's always a little hard to get back to work, Shake, you know what I'm saying? But I take a little edge off by being on the show, talking a little bit of sports, reminiscing a little bit with you, having a little something to drink, and I'm good. So I'm chilling, man. The off season for me is I take some time to recharge. Like you said, I have a lot of other projects. I do a lot of other things, so I recharge and kind of, you and I have been brainstorming, getting ready for the season, and that's on its way, man. Only another month or so, and it's on its way.
Yeah, and are you still working on the album? Because I haven't heard any news about the album drop.
That's another thing, bro. I've been working on the album. It's 50 songs. It's, if you guys like the intro that we see on this show and on this channel, the Late Night with Larry K intro, that's a song that's on that album. And there's 50 songs on the album. I've been mixing them. I've been working on editing, mixing them, getting collabs. I got 20 songs done, finished, mixed, and everything. 30 songs are recorded. They're done. The music's done. The record's done. I just have to mix them and engineer them and get them ready. So we're hoping the end of this calendar year that album's going to come out. But I've been working on that hard too. And you know, when we were kids, Shake, we could be working on it and chilling and kind of working part-time, but you got those full-time jobs now. You come home, you got to dedicate whatever you can to the creativity. So I've been putting a lot of effort into that music stuff.
And I've been listening to a couple of episodes of Larry and Logic, and the thing I like about it is the music is very, I feel like I'm listening to like a murder mystery, but no, it has very nice, it's very soothing.
Yes.
And at the same time, my ADD doesn't go off, and I like how you like to simplify things. You know what I mean?
Yes.
In the simplest forms. And how's the what made you get into all these ventures, put all these fires in these pots?
So it's actually, and I love that you said that, because I try to bring some of that mentality to, you know, Fury Fam and to Phin-Addict Fury and all the shows we do on this channel. And I see you do it, you know, the way you carry it out. You have a very unbiased, just interviewing type tactic and just relaying news. And you'll have your opinions, but you try to keep it separate so everybody can understand what's going on. That's just how I try to be. So I'm glad you like Logic and Larry and the way I go through it. What kind of got me doing this, man, is I had grown up doing music stuff. So I had the equipment, bro. I had microphones. I knew how to use audio mixing programs. I had an interface that connects to the microphone. I kind of had explored, broadcasting stuff and video technology, and I actually majored for a little bit in communications in college. I switched to poli-sci later, but I learned some of that radio stuff, so it was ready to go. And bro, what started it, which is kind of funny, the reason I even have a Fins channel was because I initially had Logic and Larry, and the reason I had Logic and Larry was because during the pandemic, everybody was staying home. Now, you guys had a little bit different in Florida. You had a little bit more freedom. But up here, we didn't have a lot of freedom. And even you guys, for a period of time, there was less to do. And so everybody was sitting home. There was a lot of information, a lot of misinformation, all kinds of things flying around just about the news and what was happening. And I had a background in communication and radio, but I also had a background in political science and in law. So I was able to kind of try to bring my knowledge to a medium where people could tune in and listen. And I can't stand, and I think it's getting worse and worse, this echo chamber of like one side or the other, no matter what issue, bro. It could be football, it could be politics, what. I hate it. I try to get through and just give people facts, give people the info, and I'll give my opinion when I think it solidly makes sense, like this way or the other. Don't buy this, it doesn't make any sense, and go from there. But I threw in the jazz and all that because I kind of wanted it to be like an old school radio show with like old vinyl playing so people could mellow out with me. And I try to bring that to this channel too. And I know it's going to be a lot different because it's a different subject, but I try to keep myself real through every medium,
Yeah. But people don't realize this as when I have to read, which I dread with a passion. I put on jazz music or music in the background, like instrumentals, because that helps keep my focus instead of fucking staring at it. I don't know, it does something to my attention. It kind of makes my attention span a little focus a little bit more, you know what I mean?
That's a thing, and I learned that early on too. Like there's certain studies where certain kids who have issues paying attention to certain subjects, or even me, when I can't focus in on something, if you put on some kind of background music or ambient noise that kind of clears the clutter out, you're going to focus better. So when I studied for the bar and everything in law school, one thing, Thomas Newman, who's like he made the score for like Shawshank Redemption and what's the movie with Kevin Spacey, the old one with the roses, I forget the name of it, but he made a lot of these 90s and early 2000s, like Pay It Forward, all of those things. He made like the soundtracks to them, and I would turn on just Thomas Newman playlist, which is just like the movie soundtracks you hear, and I would use that to study because it would keep me focused and it would put me in a different mental zone where all the noise was blocked out and replaced with that mellow music. So I understand that 100%, bro. 100% understand that.
By the way, I just made a Salty Tour, which was made and created on this network right here. So
yeah, it was made with love from Fury Fam, who voted on it, Shake. Remember? You created it, and then they voted that they wanted to be the official drink.
Salty Tour.
Salty Tour, bro. Salty Tour.
That's what's up.
It's iconic for Fury Fam. Iconic for Phin-Addict Fury, bro. I love it. And iconic to you, just like that backdrop, the mic, everything, bro. You developed, so you see, and I'll talk about it more in your interview when we do that, but you see kind of what I'm doing with like branding. Like you have your own swag that you bring to the show, and you have it over there too. I think it's important on these shows. There's so many people competing for people's time. You got to have your own swag.
Of course, and I was a big fan of Jay Leno and David Letterman. And this is kind of like the vibe. And of course, we can't forget who Senior Hall, man. I can't forget that.
Of course not, bro. Especially because he's passed and all that. But yes.
By the way, I wanted to show this. This is very first episode of
Phin-Addict Fury podcast. I'm your host, Larry Eluciato Crane. For those who don't know me, and many of you probably don't, I have another podcast. It's more political current events podcast called the Logic and Larry Show. I was inspired by a lot of other Dolphin fans out here doing podcasts. You all inspire me. I'm not trying to get in your zone or get on your path or anything, but thought maybe I could contribute a little bit myself. And I'm looking forward to just having a channel, talking fins, and discussing everything. Look, primarily, we all know what it is today. Today is the day after the end of the 2020 season.
That's just a
Bro.
little sample.
That's dope that you even pulled that up, bro. That is dope, and it's see, I still got the same polo, but that's dope because that's
But yeah, I can see
When I
that there's a lot of a lot of growth. The vibe has changed. Your background has changed, and it's the same thing you said.
Yes. No, I stuck to my guns with it, and I was never trying to take anybody's, thunder or anybody's platform. I just thought, hey, I could contribute to this. I could throw a different voice and different persona in here and see if people dig it. And Fury Fam has spoken, people do dig it, so the channel's going strong, man.
Yeah, I remember when I first saw you. I'm like, that's Angry Doug.
Yeah, you said it. Couple people said it too, and Doug and I live very close to each other too, which is just crazy. It's absolutely nuts. So it makes sense. He inspired me too. Him and TD inspired me a lot, obviously.
And obviously, one last video that I like to get, because this is what I love. The share screen button is it's an amazing thing. It's an
You're gonna
amazing
teach
tool.
me. You're gonna teach me some of that because I just thought I have to ask you because I'm sure it's not that crazy, but I never really dove into it, and I saw you've been doing it a lot. I'm gonna want to get command of that so we can do it during the season. But it's definitely cool. I love it. I love what you've been doing with it too. You need that.
And here we go. This is the first time you and I had any interaction.
Drop the building through the trap.
I got thoughts on that, but since Shake hopped on and Shake got his authentic dope merino jersey on and he all squared up ready to talk, I'm gonna defer to Shake and then I'll weigh in on that question.
Shake, man. How you doing?
What's up, Shake?
Not much, man. By the way, I just been enjoying your content for the last couple of months. I mean, since the first one I saw was when you weighed on Brian Flores getting fired.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it, bro. Yeah, that was when I spiked a little bit on that one because there was a lot of emotion in that.
Are you familiar with Keel and Peele?
Yeah.
You know how the angry Obama?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That was your alter ego.
Yeah. If Doug had an angry person, I would say you're like the angry Doug.
Bro, imagine. You know what's funny? I live.
Isn't that ironic?
Bro, that is. That's and yo, you stuck to your guns too. That's the truth. That's how you saw it. You said it straight up. That's our first interaction, and the rest is history. It's what's crazy to me, bro, because I was thinking about this the other day, is we've created such a brand and we've become so known in the community, and I've gotten to know so many other people in the community, as have you, that time flies. Like it hasn't been that long. It hasn't been that long, but yet it feels like it's been a while because we've made so many inroads and grown so much in doing this. And I was just fascinated. It's been like a whole year since you and I were kicking it over on TD's channel last summer. And now you've been running, with the torch this whole offseason on this channel and also on the Finn's Tailgate channel, all these other things. And we're growing into other channels and other content. It's crazy how much has happened in what really wasn't much of a long time. I said time flies, it's the wrong expression, but time is interesting because it seems like we've grown so much in such a short time.
And I've been doing panel shows too on Saturdays and sometimes on Tuesdays. And the one person I really got to give cigars to is Greg. I think he was a very, very helpful person when I do panels. He's the type of person that you feel when there's no guests that really show up and it's just me and him. He has an infectious energy about him that makes, helps me, keep it going during our panels.
I think, yeah.
But Greg was very instrumental on my shows here.
Yeah, G, man, I noticed from jump, like you and G, I call him G, but Greg, you guys would show up, when I was on TD's channel, and you would show up consistently and always have something good to offer. So I was like, yo, these two cats are just going to be on every show we do. And if you remember, once I was off TD's channel, and that was a mutual parting, same as me now. You know me, bro. I'm always busy, and I'm like, all right. I can't talk Fins for a couple weeks. I was like, TD, thank you so much for helping me grow, and he did help me grow a whole heck of a lot. I owe a lot to TD, but when I left, I hit you and I hit Greg pretty quickly. Even before we got started with LG shaking the panel, I let you both know we were going to do it. And I let you know it was coming because you guys had shown that enthusiasm. And I obviously was 100% correct about that because look what you've done and look what Greg has done. And Greg has an energy about himself, too. I recognize in people out there, Fury fam knows, when we're doing LG shaking the panel or when you're doing your show, he brings a certain level of humor too, bro. Like he'll be scanning stuff at the store, he'll be eating something, and he'll throw it in. He's always well prepared. He's always down, and so he gets his flowers too, and definitely a cigar, man. And it's great to see him grow too. The whole family, man. It's great to see everybody grow, and it's dope. It really is.
Well, one of the guests that I'm going to have on here, Von Joe. By the way, I'm planning on CB83 next week. Greg is going to be in the blender. This Thursday, I have Iceman, which was a pre-recorded after I did Anthony Pialucci. So it was a few weeks ago, but I'm going to finally put him on. I'm going to finally put Iceman on this Thursday. The week after that is CB83. I'm thinking about putting Greg. I got CB80. I got color commentary. I got Ali the Persian.
Nice.
I got Lewis Rabbit Dolphin. He's going to be the second to last. And, of course, the last episode, the season finale, it's going to be me in the blender. We're going to be switching spots. I'm going to be with my curtain. You see the terrible towel. I'm going to be – there's no microphone. I'm just going to be Anthony playing Jane. I'm wearing my Merino jersey.
Dope.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
Yeah. But at any rate, it's time for the $1 million question. You know what that is, right?
The $1 million question? I'm guessing, but you can ask me so I can be surprised.
Come on, try to guess. What's the question I asked everybody on this channel?
How'd you become a Dolphins fan?
There you go. How did you become a Dolphins fan?
So my story becoming a Dolphins fan is interesting. In California, I see that. Yes, you joined when I was on TD. But dude, so I'm from Jersey. So one of the most interesting things about New Jersey is that, and many people know this because some people make jokes about it when they're trying to diss the Jets and this and that and the other thing. New Jersey doesn't have an official NFL team. Now, look, both the Giants and the Jets play their football games in New Jersey, okay? I'm looking at the Meadowlands out my window in Newark. I can see the Meadowlands, which is a marshy area where the stadium is built, and I can see it from right here. And it was called Giant Stadium for the longest time, and now it's called MetLife Stadium. But when I was a little kid, I started getting into football. I liked football. Now, my father, a lot of people have parents who push them to one team or the other. My father liked football, and he liked a bunch of different sports, but he was never the type of dude who really had dedicated teams that he was fanatical about. He was the kind of guy who was like, watch these players, watch this team, watch this Super Bowl, watch the playoff game, watch what's on TV. So the Miami Dolphins were on TV a lot when I was a kid because Dan Marino was playing. They were one of the premier teams. They were always in contention for a playoff spot. They were always in contention for the AFC East title. Now, I was born in 85, so I'm talking about the early 90s, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95 is what I'm really referencing here. I was a young kid. Now, I felt aggravated because you could look at hockey, there was the New Jersey Devils. You could look at basketball, there was the New Jersey Nets. Now, they're not there anymore. And I was like, why is there not a New Jersey football team? Now, later, there's a really good documentary called Jersey Guys about Bill Parcells when the Giants came to Jersey first. The Jets are more of a Queens, Long Island team. So the Jets are actually further away from New Jersey with their fan base. People don't realize that. The Giants came to New Jersey first, and they were much closer already because they were in the Bronx. And there's a whole documentary about the Giants and called the New Jersey Giants for a little bit, then back to New York. Long story short, I didn't feel the love from them because they were calling themselves New York Giants, and I felt pissed off. So I was like, well, I don't have any allegiance to anybody because there's nobody in New Jersey. And I was born and raised in the heart of Jersey, so to me that was annoying. So anyway, I like football, and we have a little library in my school. And there's all these different books available for kids. And some people might follow the news now, and there's a lot of controversy about books for kids. We're not going to go into that. But we had we had a sports section when I was a kid. And there was all these football books. They had histories of different teams. They had histories of players. They had all kinds of things. And I would check out every single team's book all the time just to read about the different teams and their history. Now, in 3rd grade, I had an assignment. And the assignment was, you have to do a book report. And it was very basic when we were kids, like title, who it's about, what it's about. You have to do a book report, but you have to do a book report on an autobiography, so a self-written biography. Go into the library, into the autobiography section, pick a person, a famous person, that you want to do a book report on, and it's a little kid's autobiography, so we could read it, and pick out the book. So I'm going to the bookshelf, Shake, and I'm reading all the books, the titles, and I see one name that pops out to me, and the name is Larry Zonka, because he has my first name, Larry. So I'm like, well, that's interesting. And I already read a little bit about this Dolphins team, reading all the NFL team books. I'll do my book report on Larry Zonka. It was funny because the name of the book was Zonka, like that. And I go up to my teacher at the time. I say, I'm doing this. I couldn't pronounce it. So I was like, Honka or Chonka or whatever. And she goes, oh, Zonka, Larry. And she was like into it. So I was like, oh, this must be a big deal. So I read the book about him, and I know all his upbringing and all that. Find out he's Hungarian. I'm part Hungarian. I'm Italian, Irish, and Hungarian. So I'm like, oh, that's interesting. And I start reading his history, Larry Zonka. Because I read the history, and I love everything I'm reading, and he talks about the 72 Dolphins. He talks about the 73 Dolphins. All this Dolphin stuff. At the same time, Dan Marino is lighting it up in the NFL, and he's on TV, so I have something to watch on Monday Night Football, this and that. So I'm starting to connect the dots. What drove it absolutely home, 2 things I'll tell you. I have a bunch of family who originally, this was my Italian side of my family, originally were from New York. They immigrated from Italy to Ellis Island in the early 1900s. They get to New York. They lived in Manhattan, then they lived in Queens. They eventually moved to Long Island, Massapequa, then they all moved to Florida. They moved to South Florida. They lived in Boca. They lived in Pompano. They lived in that area. I don't have any perception of geography as a kid like that. Yeah. I just know I like the Dolphins. And I remember people would ask me, what's your favorite football team? And I would say, well, I like the Dolphins, but I kind of like the Giants. Because people would give me crap up here if you didn't like the Giants or whatever. But I go to Florida as a little kid. And my cousins are asking me, I don't have any perception of where I am. Yeah. You know, who's your team? And my dad's family and his cousins are like, who's your team? I go, well, I like the Dolphins and kind of the Giants. They're like, oh, the Dolphins, really? You like because they're all living in Pompano and Boca and everything. They like the Dolphins and the Dolphins are good. So I'm like, wow, I guess the Dolphins is where it's at. And then, bro, my Marino's slaying it. He's Italian too. Then, you know, in Arachnophobia, people don't realize this. In the beginning, the guy who dies, who brings the spider home in his coffin, is wearing a Dolphins hat the whole beginning of that movie. Ace Ventura was an absolute hit. And then Marino, and what really drove it home was the heartbreak, and now I'm used to it, 94 playoffs to the Chargers, man. We were good all year. Such a promising year. Irving Fryer, all this great talent. I knew the history by then. I could follow the game by then. I understood the game by then. I was invested then. It was a great season. I wanted Dan to get a ring. I thought we had a good shot. That, double overtime or overtime loss to the Chargers broke my heart. And from then on, I was just solidified as a Miami Dolphins fan. That's my long-winded story. But, bro, if you look at all my other teams, they're all Jersey, New York teams. So that's the one outlier, and that's the reason why. And I've been a huge fan ever since. I make many trips down there. I go to practices, games. I'm a Fins fan. I have a special little soft spot for South Florida because of the family connection, and that's where it comes from.
So you're a big Syracuse guy, right?
Rutgers.
Yeah, sorry,
Rutgers.
My bad.
That's all right, brother.
Rutgers. I know you like the Devils.
Devils. Yep. Devils. Yeah. So, bro, New Jersey Devils play right here in Newark, across the street from me. Rutgers, the State University of New Jersey, and then I'm a Yankees guy. If you got to pick baseball.
Yeah, Yankees. Yeah, of course. Man, what's crazy is I was so excited when Jeter became the CEO, and all of a sudden he sold his stake. I'm like, something's got to be wrong.
They do that stuff. It's weird. Yes. And then you're like, I don't know what's going on down there. You know, I don't know what he was doing, but yeah.
I mean, he put a good front office. He put he actually dove into the international market. Mm-hmm. We have a good farm system now since he's gotten here. So
and that matters. That's how the Yankees used to build their teams. You know, And then I forgot too the Knicks because I used to like the Nets, but they moved to Brooklyn, which again is further from me. The Manhattan's closer to me than Brooklyn and Queens.
So you're a Knicks fan?
So I'm a Knicks fan, but I like NBA to me, bro. I don't want to get to it because it's a NFL. The game changed a lot, so I don't follow the NBA as much as I used to. I'm more into hockey and college basketball for Rutgers, but I know about the Knicks this year. They made their little run. I know about the Heat, so I'm apprised, you know. But
yeah, listen, there's 3 teams that I hate with all my heart and soul. 3.
Mm-hmm.
The Bills,
yes,
the Canes, and the Knicks.
Yeah, I get it, bro. I get it.
I mean, but you know, I say with hate, but you know, it's all love. You know, what I'm saying I'm. If you're a Knicks fan, it's not like I'm gonna like you. Oh my God, you're worse than Hitler. No,
bro.
No.
And like, I hate the Rangers, the New York Rangers. I hate the Islanders. I hate the Flyers, and I hate the Jets. But I don't, same as you, bro. Like, I hate the Jets with a passion, but I got a lot of Jet fan friends, obviously. So I can talk logically and I don't hate the person. Plus, some of the Jets fans are going to turn around and be Rutgers fans or turn around and be Knicks fans, or some of the Ranger fans are Rutgers fans. So, whatever, you know.
There's a lot of Dolphin fans that are Canes fans. I don't hold
Of course. You can't, of course. It's life, you know. So,
by the way, shout out to Nicky Smokes, man. He's one that he got. I think he took like the ultimate gamble, what I should say, and now he's working for Barstool Sports. Long story. And I seen an interview with him, and he goes, "Oh my God!" I retweeted it because I feel just like how he does. He's like, "Well," he goes, "Oh man, so are you every sports Miami?" He goes, "Yeah. I'm a Dolphins fan. I'm a Heat fan. Fuck the Canes, I'm a Gator." And then I'm like yes.
See, he's with you, bro. Barstool's funny too, because Frank the Tank worked in the court that I used to work in, so I know him from day job work. But he's a Dolphins and Devils fan, so interesting how some of that works, you know. And there's a lot of Dolphins fans in Jersey because of that New York rejection, and a lot of people have family and connections to Florida. So,
yeah, man, a lot of people don't know this, but we did the pilot episode. And it's gonna be released for the members only when that comes to fruition. But at any rate, one of the things you were telling me is that you were kind of like an infectious Dolphin fan. Everybody, the girl, you said you were seeing somebody who cut your hair now, and everybody that you pretty much come in contact with, you pretty much becomes a Dolphin fan.
Bro, yeah. So I am infectious with that. My Dolphins fandom is so infectious that I have people that I used to date that are Dolphins fans like hard now. My entire family, my little sister is a Dolphins fan. My father, who, again, never really followed any specific team but liked players, is a Dolphins fan, even though he sometimes doesn't admit it, he is. So my mother and stepfather are kind of into the Giants, but they, when the Dolphins are on Sundays, bro, we're at a family house. The entire family is watching the Dolphins game. That's what's on. That's the event. They come with me to practices in Florida. They're fans. A lot of the people that I get around become Dolphins fans because I'm so passionate. And because if you're in my inner circle and we're going to be there all the time, and you're going to know the history, because I talk too much. We know that. You know, you're going to know the history. You're going to know the statistics. You're going to know what's going on. And so I am very, very infectious. And so now a lot of my inner circle are Dolphins fans, to the point that people confuse. They assume, oh, I must have been a Dolphins fan because of my family. But actually, my family came along with me, you know, aside from the family in Florida. But they came along with me for the ride into Dolphins land. So it's been rewarding too. And we used to have a bar up here called Miami Mike's, with a guy from Jersey owned it. It was a Dolphins bar. Like, there's a community up here, a smaller one, but a decent one. So, and that's Doug's from down the street from me too. So there's a lot of Dolphins fans up here, and it's been cool. I've been infecting people with the Aqua fever, man.
Yeah. Hopefully I could get Doug in for season 2.
Yeah.
But at any rate, what I was going to ask you is you were saying that we were asking about what's your most hated division. Of course, you said the Jets, right? They're the most hated division team.
They are. They have to be. It's because I live down the street, and you know what even bothers me even more is like the Jets. It's hard to explain if you're not from up here, but it's like it's as if like the Jets would be from further away in this area. Like they're from Queens, Long Island. But everybody associates them with Jersey, you know? And it's like the Giants were here first, and so I get even more agitated that so many people associate like Jersey Jets. They're in the division. We've had a lot of battles. I had a lot of friends who were Jets fans, and then everybody else in the country is trying to insult the Jets by saying they're from Jersey. I'm like, bro, number one, Jersey is the ish, okay? Stop hating on it. And number two, they're not really the Jersey team, so stop. Like, they tried to build a stadium in New York actually only a few years ago. It was for the Jets, not the Giants. The Giants were here first, not the Jets. And I kind of like the Giants because of a lot of things they've done. So the Jets are my hated man, and I got, again, a lot of friends who are Jets fans. I go to the game every year, Jets versus Dolphins. I love my friends who are Jets fans. We have fun. We have good-spirited arguments. We have great tailgates. They're my boys. A lot of them are Rutgers fans. But it's the Jets, Shake. I can't stand the New York Jets.
Just FYI, this year I'm going to the Giants game with my best friend. He's a Cowboys fan, but his brother is a Cowboy Giants fan. But at any rate,
that's always fun, bro. My
Yeah,
boy's a Cowboys fan. I got Giant fan friends. I've been to many of those games. They're a blast, too.
But I'm going. Listen, at the end of the day, if you're a Dolphin fan, I read this. You cannot hate the Giants for one reason, because of the Cowboys. The Patriots are undefeated, and they don't have 8 Super Bowls.
Exactly, bro. It's the Giants. They came up and did that. I watched that game with Eli. Eli's a local hero around here. Goes to Devils games, goes to Ranger games, lives in Jersey, and is a legend, bro. So I always love and respect Eli and the Giants for that. And David Tyree, who caught it on his head, was from Patterson, New Jersey, grew up there. So I got respect for the Giants, man. You can't hate on the Giants if you're me. As a Dolphins fan, you can't hate on the Giants either. You just can't.
So, being that you're a Rutgers fan, do you have any Dolphin players that were Rutgers players?
Well, Carew was, and he was a big letdown. In the NFL, he was amazing as a Rutgers player, and that's what a lot of people didn't know when we drafted him. What an explosive player he was, and that was in the Big Ten. He was an explosive receiver. He was one of our better players. Mohamed Sanu too. Mohamed Sanu signed with the Dolphins. I don't know if he's still on the team. Even is he still on the roster? He signed with us recently. I don't know if he's still on the team, but like this offseason he signed. Let me see. They might have cut him already. I don't know. He's on his way out as far as the career. No, yeah, they cut him again. So, I think really that was it with the Dolphins, bro. Carew, I was very excited when they drafted him. And then he didn't pan out, which was disappointing. He got a couple touchdowns, a couple good special teams plays, so I was in my glory a little bit. Sanu they signed but let go. He was a good player for other teams for a while. There's a lot of good Rutgers players out in the NFL, but none of them. Oh, McCourty. McCourty played for 1 year with us too, and he was a Rutgers guy. Devin was with the Patriots his whole career, so they both played for Rutgers. And you had Ray Rice, you had all these other guys. Mike Gesicki committed to Rutgers, but switched his commitment to Penn State. Saquon Barkley committed to Rutgers, switched his to Penn State. None of those dudes played for the, so Gesicki played for the Dolphins. He's from Jersey, committed to Rutgers, but didn't go there. I had a little soft spot for him too. But I follow Rutgers guys around the league, and I always have soft spots. Unfortunately, not any Rutgers guy that stands. Ray Lucas went to Rutgers too, and he played for us. So there's guys that have passed through Miami who went to Rutgers and were like Rutgers stars. And then there's guys I follow, but there's no like Dolphins and Rutgers star, which I would have loved. That's what I wanted Carew to be. Unfortunately, it didn't pan out. I'm still waiting for that to happen, though. Yeah, I'm still waiting, bro.
By the way, shout out to Raphael Courtright. What's going on, my brother? The guy with the best name in the business. He's from New Jersey.
Dolphinier.
Well.
Look at that. Look at that, bro.
And,
Jersey in the building.
And he's from LA, and he said his family are Cowboys fans. So
there you go, bro. There you go. And to everybody in the chat, I do just want to touch on, I know Shake's running the show here, but you mentioned real quick about the membership. Memberships are coming as long as YouTube clears them, so we'll get to that later. But be on the lookout if you want more content, including this video as a pilot, because we're redoing it now much better. I think it's going much better, Shake. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so too, man. I think so too. And we didn't know what we were doing back then.
No.
I didn't have this microphone. And no, man, I like I said, I looked at my first episode of In the Blender, and I look at it now, and you could see there's a world of difference.
I know. I follow it. I put you on when I'm like making breakfast, when I'm driving to work. Like I put you on all the time, and I know how much it's changed quality-wise. the content is one thing too. You've always had a personality that flows, but the equipment, it makes a difference too. So it's dope. We know that. We've gotten much better. Okay.
Yeah,
but
much more better.
the vision, sir, is exactly how you envisioned it. You talked about this setup that you have back before you had it, and now it's come to fruition. Sometimes you got to pause and reflect, and I know when the season's over, you'll do that, and just see how far you've come. Be like, wow, I really made that happen. I made that happen from my mind to manifestation, and that's dope, man.
And speaking of this guy, he's gonna be in the blender soon. Color commentary.
My dude, Color, man. What up, Color? Been a minute, man. I'm looking forward to talking to Color and all these other people soon once the preseason gets started, man. I'm excited.
So, lastly, but before we get to, the other segments of the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
You've told me that you've been to some MetLife. Have you ever been to Miami Dolphin games in Miami?
Yes.
Any Florida games? Can you recall on those?
08 Patriots, which was painful since we beat them in New England, which when we came out with the Wildcat. And I was at that season. I was at the final game of the season, which was up here in Jersey, when Favre threw all those interceptions. Fasano had that really nice catch. Pennington had a good game, and we actually won the division. I believe that's the last time we won the division, Shake. 08. I was at the game where we clinched it in Jersey, but I was in Miami for the Patriots game that year. And unfortunately, when we went on that long winning streak to end the year, that's the only game we lost. But it was a close game, and Channing Crowder got in a fight that game. I forget who, I think with an offensive lineman, and the dude ripped his helmet off. And I was not far off of the field when that happened, and I got to see that whole thing. And then these Massachusetts guys are talking junk behind me about Florida. I was like, bro, shut up. And I'm like, they're like, oh, we live down here now. I'm like, well, I live in New Jersey, but I love this. And we were just arguing, but it was all good fun. But that game in particular, I remember being down there for that 08 season run. Unfortunately, we lost, but it was a great time down in Miami at the stadium. I was also there preseason, Tannehill's debut. I was there in the rain in the stadium at the time, too. It rained on me before they had the awnings. They didn't have the construction yet. And I was out there, I forget what year that was. Whatever Tannehill's, what was it, 09, 10? 12. I was there for that, too. Preseason, when he came out, everybody started cheering, and he did okay. But those are some memories, Yeah,
because I remember 12 was a lot of things happened in 12. It was the year I started working for the company I'm working for.
Mm-hmm.
My niece was born. So there was a lot of good memories in 12.
It's interesting, bro, because I started law school in 12.
So
the universe is crazy.
Yeah, it is. How about MetLife takeovers?
Oh, so I've been to every single one of them since. So here's the thing, though. So MetLife takeovers probably, I think, only started 7, 8 something years ago, like the official MetLife takeover where they would sell the tickets. There's a pub in New York, Manhattan, Slattery's, I think. It's a pub in Manhattan that they'll host us for the Dolphins games.
By the way, hold on.
Yeah.
I agree with him. It was the last year of the best logo, 2012.
I feel like the logo in the 80s was better, but I don't want to fight with anybody. But I don't know about the cartoon dolphin. I like it better than this one. But I think the middle dolphin, when he was fully in the sun, but he was still a real dolphin, is my favorite. But I mean, we can talk about that, but that's my thing, Color. But I'm with you on. I want to go throwback so bad over this. I say. But what was it? Oh, so they started it officially a few years ago, where they have the Slattery's pub in Manhattan in New York City, and then they bus everybody over to the stadium, and they have the huge tailgate, and they take out a whole section. I've been to every one of those games, but I actually have yet to actually join the official, go to Slattery's and then join the actual tailgate and the actual section where they are. But I've been to every one of those games. The only reason I haven't gotten the ticket with them is I usually have some kind of family connection or connection in New Jersey that I get tickets from. So I don't wind up sitting up there. And I live so close to the stadium that instead of pre-gaming in Manhattan, I pre-game, I tailgate right at the stadium, get there early, and I usually have a bunch of Jets and Dolphins fans with me, so we do our own thing. I'm thinking of trying to get out there to the actual official MetLife takeover one of these years, because now that I'm on my channel and people know me, I might as well show up and meet people and hang out and take pictures and whatnot. So I'm thinking of trying to do that, but I haven't yet. I think in reading, because this year it's Black Friday, which works for me. I'm excited about it. A lot of people, though, it looks like they travel from outside New York, New Jersey for the takeover, stay in New York City and go to the pub and come over. They were upset about travel. To me, bro, I'm going up the street. I'm off. I'm getting wild up there. So, but I get it. So I've never officially been to the takeover, but I've been every game I've been there, and I've been close to that section, and I've seen it go down, and we do take it over. It's harder when the Jets are good. When the Jets are bad, we take that whole place over, man.
By the way, I want to put on my imaginary tinfoil hat, and you just stirred some emotions in me right now, and I apologize in advance. All right. First of all, last year, and I want, before I get into my emotional state here,
I was there.
I want you to confirm or deny, because you were up there. I heard last year, and if it's true, I'm definitely gonna get in my emotions here. Is it true that they try to sign a petition to try to stop the MetLife takeover?
I didn't hear anything about
it. From what I was hearing, that they tried. By the way, this is my man Rep Lewis. He's gonna be here July 20th. I got a special episode for him. But no, I heard they were trying to sign a petition to stop the MetLife takeover because they didn't want Miami Dolphin fans to take over the stadium. So in my opinion, and again, strictly my opinion, not nobody else's, they did this bullshit to fucking stop the Miami Dolphin fans from coming to the game, because at the end of the day, ain't nobody gonna fucking travel to New York in Thanksgiving.
Well, I would say this, bro. Being up here my whole life, I think you're still going to see the takeover, because when I was growing up, like I said, it didn't become an official takeover until a couple of years ago, and I thought most of the people that were there were from New York, New Jersey. I didn't realize people traveled, but even before that, it was packed with Dolphins fans since I was a little kid in the 90s, and I think most of those people, that was before travel to games became so popular. I think there's a lot of people around here that are Dolphins fans. It was news to me that people traveled from Florida. I think only probably 20% of the people at the MetLife takeover on any given year are coming from Florida. I think they're right here in New York, New Jersey. I think you're going to see a big turnout like we always have. I think we're still going to take it over. I think
so.
Yeah, because, and by the way, I know a lot of Jets fans, they talk a lot of junk, we get into it, but every year I go with them, and every year there's a ton of Dolphins fans. I didn't hear from any of them that they were trying to do a petition. Some of them are hardcore fans too. So I'm sure a petition existed, but I bet you it wasn't widespread, because they like the fight. Dolphins Jets here is always a big game. So is Giants Cowboys. Like, it's always a big rivalry up here, and it always gets a big turnout of both teams. So I think we're going to show out pretty well. I do.
All right, excuse me. I got to calm down a little bit.
Yeah, no, it's all right. I think we're gonna be all right. I don't think so. You get that Henny in there, blame it on the Henny, man. Like I used to blame it on Chad when he used to throw those picks, and we're good, man.
That's what's up. But no. I always thought that was bullcrap, because at the end of the day, I think, because when they come over, when the Jets come over here, you can fucking see the Jet fans.
Yeah, of course.
Care. So.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying. Yeah,
what's good for the goose is good for the gander.
Yeah, I haven't heard, to keep it all real, even though I hate the Jets, I didn't hear any of the fans say that, because they do show out in Miami. They love the game up here. My Jets friends are the ones calling me like, yo, this is the day it is. You're coming through with all your Dolphins fans. I don't think so. That's always a big deal up here. It's always a big game. I don't think the bulk of the fan base, I'm sure they're mad when we're in there, but we've always been in there. Like, I don't think they try to stop it. They might not like the section selling out, but the stadium's always been filled with Dolphins fans. So I think we're good, Shake. I think we're good. That's what's up.
Yes,
man. Sir.
Hold on one more time.
Yeah, go ahead, man. You're good. Plus, remember, I think that was before the takeover, and we were in there heavy, man. It's going to be harder this year because they're better this year, the Jets. So if they're good, they're going to try to crowd us out. It's how it is everywhere, but we'll be in there.
I don't know. Look, at the end of the day, I don't know. It's like I think. Look, if I was to play a game, $1 game. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If I was to give you $1 for every person to move to Florida, for every Florida transplant, and then you had to give me $1 for every New York transplant in Florida, I think I'd have a lot more money than you would.
Yeah, of course. Think about the family I just mentioned to you. They're all from New York, like that live in Florida. They're my girl now. Her father is in Florida now. He's in Florida. He pretty much has a condo. He's from New York. He's in Florida all the time. I mean, so
yeah, this is up. But no, but all right, here we go. Here's the number. Let's do the numbers game. Then we'll do the ultimate team.
Sounds
and
good,
then
bro.
we'll call it a right. And then again, I appreciate you for coming on here and making some time.
Of course,
for me,
bro.
brother.
Of course, my bro.
And like I said, man, starting August, man,
I'm excited.
One of the things that I'm definitely hyped for. I played it before, but
The good. The bad. The ugly.
I know. I saw you play it, and I know you're hyped because, dude, that was your idea for that segment. I got that clip, and I can't wait for your breakdowns after the games, bro. And I'm, I like my time off, but when I get tenacious when the season's, I like the little host chair and like the little bells and whistles. I'm excited too, bro. It's gonna be fun.
yeah, for sure, man.
It's gonna be fun. All right, so this numbers game, I struggled the first time. I've seen people struggle.
Yeah.
I've seen people kill it. Let's see what I do. I don't know.
All right, people in the chat, you know what to do. If you can, please give me some numbers so we could tell Larry. But if not, I'll come up with some numbers and we'll go from there. 14.
Jarvis Landry.
Jarvis Landry.
What was he?
Okay. Yep. 84.
Randy McMichael. Was that?
Nope.
Chambers.
81. Chambers. Perfect. 39.
Zonka.
There we go. I had to get you with that
Yeah, of course, bro.
one. 8.
Holland.
All right. 22.
Jim Kick.
All right, I had to get you with that one too,
Yes.
And finally, last but not least, what can I get you in? Rafael, I don't think. All right, 21.
What the heck was that kid's name? The corner. That's why I don't know why I'm thinking of him. The corner who cried. Isn't he 21? When they cut him, was he 21?
Yeah.
What the heck was his name, bro? They called his grandma.
Yeah, and he retired as a Buffalo Bill.
Yeah. What the heck? Why am I forgetting his name, bro? That's annoying. Smith was the other corner, and he was the other corner. I don't remember.
He had a cousin that played for San Francisco.
What? Vontae Davis.
Yep. All right. How about 89?
Thank you, Scott. 89. For crying out loud. A tight end. I don't know.
Former Gator, wide receiver.
Former Gator wide out. 89. Gator wide out.
He was part of the 85 Dolphins.
Was it Duper? No. Duper's 85. Duper's 85. Clayton was 83. Right? 89. Moore?
Yep, Nat Moore.
Nat Moore. Okay, good. I worked my way through. Okay? I give myself that. That wasn't too bad.
And I'm going to give you a bonus one because Color said it. 56.
56. Not
I don't
Zach.
know.
Not Bonaconte was not
85.
56. Yeah, not him. 56. Not Joey Porter. He's 58. Right? 56.
That's a hard one.
That's really hard. Not Fernandez. Not 56, bro. I don't know. Somebody. Is it Offerdahl? Shit, you guys are good, man. I didn't know that was Offerdahl. Shit. Offerdahl, he has that restaurant too. I follow him on
Yeah, for sure.
I didn't know that. All right, you stumped me on that one. I didn't do too bad. All right.
All right. Here we go. So now let me get the pen and paper out here. Is that police?
Yeah, you hear it. Yes, sir. That's Newark, New Jersey for you, man. I'm like downtown. I think on some of my videos where you guys watch me and I'm doing like a self video, you can see my window sometimes with the skyline, the Newark skyline. But I'm right downtown Newark, looking at New York, looking at Newark, and there's a lot of sirens out here.
Like, it wasn't me, officer.
Yes, right.
Oh, man. I'm sorry, Ossifer.
Yes.
All right.
Sorry, I'm all drunk.
What's that? Whatchamacallit? Who's that? The guy, he says, he goes, something about intoxicated in public. He goes, I was in it in public and somebody threw me out.
I love that stuff. Yes.
Oh, man. So, all right. So, last time you had Thigpen, right? That's for the
yeah, my guy, my fave. No, Danny is QB. I'm going classic I formation, right? So, Danny is QB. I'm doing Dwight Stevenson at center.
Who's your running back?
Oh, my fullback, running back is going to be Ricky Williams.
Mm-hmm.
You could ask the positions. I'll give them to you.
Fullback?
Larry Zonka.
All right. By the way, man, when I had Anthony Pialucci, I'm sure he's going to probably listen to the replay on this. He told me that Anthony, that Lusaka Polite story, you can't tell me that didn't make you like him a little bit more.
Bro, of course I did. Lusaka was a beast too, bro. But yo, Lucci is an interesting breed, man. He's a good dude.
All right. By the way, one thing about Color, I don't mean to say this, is he's one of the people that, as starting out in this business, even Miss Fins would tell you, man, he is one of those people that you could lean on for advice, and he could help you. He has been a tremendous aid for me in this journey. So, Color, I cannot thank you enough, bro.
Shouts to Color, man. Color's always been. I've always admired Color, and I love talking to Color, and he always shows love, and I try to show him love as much as I can on his show. He's just a team player, man. Good dude in general.
And I'm just one thing one thing that I do hate is the fact that he's being labeled a Tua hater. I don't think he hates Tua. I just don't think that, he believes he's not the answer. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, something I love about Color, I'll just say it right now, is like Color's just logical. Like every time I listen to the man, he has like stuff to back it up. He knows what he's saying. It's parsed out. It's logical. It makes sense. Even when the rare occasion I don't agree with Color, I usually do agree with him, to be honest. He makes sense. So I don't agree with that label at all either. And there's some people that are pontificators in this space that, some people, some personalities that just talk. Color's not one of them. Color has substance behind what he says. That's why I listen. I only listen to dudes that I respect in that way. So I'm a fan of Color. So I agree with you on that. And what up, Tori?
Yeah. What's going on, my man?
Tori, by the way, Tori is the creator and the manager of Dolphin Den. That Facebook group, Dolphin Den. Tori is the man who created that. Tori Day from Buffalo, New York, actually. Fins fan, created Dolphin Den. And a dope bass player. A bass player, bro.
I don't know if it was him or it was you, but somebody made me an admin on that thing, and I appreciate you.
Yeah.
For doing so.
It could have been. I don't know who it is. There's so many people creating. It's dope. But.
Yeah, man. But anyway, wide receivers.
Wideouts. We're going to go Mark Clayton. And do I want to go old school? Yeah, Paul Warfield. You hear me?
Paul Warfield, okay.
Yeah, Warfield and Mark Clayton.
Warfield.
And Tori did say it was him. And Tori, I'm going to try to get out to NY to see you this weekend, bro. I'm definitely going to try.
and Clayton. Yeah, a lot of people when I did when I had Vic Koser, right? Um, on he was a great guest, by the way. One of the things they highlighted was the fact that one of the things that helped the 72 Dolphins was Warfield because he he added an element of because he gets to because of his passing prowess they were able to get Clayton uh those the 1,000-yard running backs because they had that element of surprise, you know what I'm saying, of
Yes. I thought, I forget who I saw in an interview. It could have been Shula, it could have been somebody else. It might have been something I read. I think it was an interview, though, and it was either Shula, could have been Greasy. They said, like, it wasn't a throwing league at the time, and we were not a throwing team. Therefore, Warfield, you don't always give him as many accolades as he deserves. When we had to throw the ball, the man was extremely talented and dominant in the passing game, hence why he's a Hall of Famer, too. But it's like the man created an element to the team that the defenses had to account for that, like you just said, Shake, opened up that running game for all three of those running backs, Zonka, Morris, and Kick. And, so I agree with you. That's why I put Warfield on there. And remember, it was a much more physical game. So I'm putting him there. Clayton's got the speed, but both of them are playing in a much less physical game. I think they're going to put up numbers, especially with Danny throwing him the ball. So that's where I'm at. Cap, what's good, my brother? Good to hear from you.
By the way, he is one of the highlights of my year is meeting this guy in person.
Cap's a great. That's awesome. You met him in person, bro. That's awesome. And by the way, I'm coming down to Miami for a game this year. I don't know which game yet. So if anybody, no pressure because it's hard, but anybody I can meet up with, I'll meet up with when I'm down there.
Oh, for sure. Damn, I had his picture up here for a while, but yeah, man, he's a good dude, and he was my third guest.
Yeah, I know. I saw it. Cap's that dude, man. I love Cap. Cap's another supporter who's always around, man.
And all right, here we go.
Line.
Tight end.
I'm gonna go. This is crazy because people are gonna hate on me, and I really don't care because I went with Mandich. I went with somebody else, but I'm gonna go with my boy who I don't think gets enough credit in that 08 run. Who's a blocking and catching tight end from Jersey, Anthony Fasano at tight end. I just like the way he fits into this headbanging team with Zonka running and Ricky running and.
All right, now let's get into your O-line.
I want Larry Little at guard. I want
Larry Little.
Yep.
Yeah, he's the OG Larry Little.
Hell yeah, he is. Another Larry too. Richie Incognito at the other guard. Yeah, see, Cap likes the Fasano choice. I wanted to be different too,
Mm-hmm.
Dwight Stevenson at center.
Dwight Stevenson inside center.
Mm-hmm. I want to do Richmond Webb at tackle.
Which one?
What did he play? He played left tackle, didn't he?
They're interchangeable, so
Yeah, but I want to because my other one's Jake Long. I think he played left tackle too. So if they both played left tackle, whatever. I'm putting them both out there. That's what I want. Jake Long and Richmond Webb.
Okay, so Jake Long will be left, and then Webb will be right.
Yep. And Tori's telling me he played right, so that's fine anyway.
Long, and then Webb. All right, now we have defense. We're
gonna run a 4-3, bro.
Okay.
We're gonna go Jason Taylor at end.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna put Tim Bowens at defensive tackle.
Bowens.
I'm gonna put Manny Fernandez at the other defensive tackle.
The one who put the gator in.
You're
the
damn right.
shower.
Yes. I mean, if he's out there hunting gator, bro, I don't care if he's a little smaller than today's tackles, whatever. He's a crazy man, and I want him in there.
As a matter of fact, when I was highlighting the 72 Dolphins, right? They one of the Buffalo games, Manny Fernandez, not only did he sack the quarterback, but he sacked the quarter. He stripped the ball and ran it in for a touchdown, which made it the Dolphins win that game. So
yeah, that's crazy, bro.
About the other tackle,
The other
guard.
Well, we got
I mean the end.
the other end. I think I'm gonna go freaking nuts, and I mean I want to pick Wake, but I think I just want to be different and put Trace Armstrong at the other.
Armstrong, okay.
At the other end, yeah. I just like he was a sack machine, man.
What a wonderful world.
I just want to put him. Yeah.
All right, linebackers.
We're gonna go Zach Thomas in the middle. Yep. I'm gonna put Nick Bonaconte on one of the ends. He's smaller now.
Number 85.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't cheat and mess up mess up the positions too much.
Like Carlos said.
Yeah, man, that's what I'm saying. I want it to be different. That dude, but if you remember, like, people don't talk about him all the time. He's not, but like he was always in the play and he was bringing guys down all the time. I am gonna go with Cox. Good suggestion there. It was between it was Offerdahl, it was Cox, it was Porter. I like Cox. We're gonna go with Cox. He's a classic Dolphin, and I already know your sentiments about him, Shake. So
yeah,
we're gonna go with Cox.
And thanks for Scott Jackson. You know Scott Jackson is the biggest Tua supporter in this community, right? Scott Jackson. No, I apologize. I'm sorry.
Ridiculous.
I remember I said that one time, and then all of a sudden I hear him, or I expect an apology.
Yes, I don't blame him, bro. It's crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Let's see. We're gonna go Brock Marion at free safety.
All right.
We're gonna go Rashad Jones, a strong safety. We're gonna go Sam Madison at corner. And we're gonna go. The other corner. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna put X at the other corner.
X.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go. Let's recap. We have Dan Marino, Ricky Williams, Larry Zonka, Warfield, and Clayton, with Anthony Fasano at tight end. We have Jake Long, Larry Little, Dwight Stevenson, Incognito, and of course, our man Richmond Webb at right tackle.
They're mauling teams, and Zonka and Ricky are running through them. Even Fasano's gonna maul. I'm serious right now.
Then of course, Jason Taylor and Armstrong. What a wonderful world. And Bowens, Manny Fernandez, Nick Bonaconte, Zach Thomas, and Brian Cox. We have Xavier Howard and Sam Madison. And the safeties are Brock Marion and Rashad Jones. What a hell of a safety, man.
Yeah, bro. Come on. Let's go. I like that team. That's a tough team right there, in my opinion, bro. That's a tough team.
Yeah, man. Like I said, man, this time in August, Tuesdays, man, we're going to be rocking it once again, man.
Yes, sir. I'm excited.
We're going to be full force.
Yes.
Like I said, next week, this Thursday, Iceman is going to be in the blender, which is going to be a pre-recorded.
Nice.
Then we got CB83 after that. Then we have Greg. Then my man, I'm planning on getting Ali the Persian. My man Von Joe. They have a few people in mind. So
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be a hell of a end of a season, but it is a great season, and I appreciate everyone who is here, been here for the ride. And again, Larry, I appreciate you for having faith in me and being the catalyst for all this to happen, man. And I appreciate you.
Bro,
Any final
anytime.
thoughts?
No, anytime I
Before
would
we-
just say, look, bro, I would do it twice on Sundays, every damn day of the week, put you back on, man. You've done a wonderful things for my channel. You've done wonderful things for yourself, wonderful things for the community with Finn's Tailgate, too. And you've brought a lot of personality and content to everybody who's a Dolphins fan and everybody in this YouTube community. So you're probably, right at the top of Fury Fan, man, my right-hand dude, and I really appreciate it. Some of the ideas we come out with, you kind of gave me. So it's been an absolute honor and pleasure to be on your show as your guest, and I look forward to guest hosting your show. And then I really can't wait to jump into everything again, too, full force. Once the season starts, and like I said, guys, there's going to be memberships and things like that, so we're not going to take away the Shake content to come back with all the normal content. We're going to come back with the normal content. There's going to be plenty of Shake content. So this channel is going to keep growing. New personalities are going to come on too. We're going to manage it. It's going to rock. So Shake, man, just appreciate the opportunity for scheduling me on a live show this week, man. And it's been great.
All right, man. And like I said, I'll see you backstage in a minute, and I'll close this thing out. I appreciate you, Larry.
Good night, brother.
Good night. And that was my man, Larry K. And once again, man, I appreciate everybody who could be here. I love you, man. Oh, man. Keep it coming, bro. Keep it coming, man. Goddamn. If we could teach him some QB sense, there'll be no holding him back. Hey, like you said, man, I have a soft spot for left-handed quarterbacks with a cult following, and like Tim Tebow. But anyway, man, hey, I appreciate you, Scott Jackson, from the Real Talk. My man, Color. Everybody who showed up. Of course, my man, Adam Sadowski. Thank you, my brother. You're going to make a U-turn? Are you driving, Color? So anyway, I appreciate you. This Thursday, we're going to have a man. We're going to have my man, Iceman, in the building, pre-recorded. But y'all have a good night. I'm out. Peace.